Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for your daily Reiki micro session. We are going to do 5 minutes of Reiki followed by 5 minutes of free for all questions. Bum, bum, bum. For the Reiki, what I'm doing is I'm setting the intentions for whatever will benefit each of you the most as individuals. Those of you who have something that is more specific that you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourselves. Those of you who are watching this video after the live part of it is already over, please know that you can still receive the Reiki energy and get just as much benefit from it as those who are here right now, because Reiki, as is all other energy, is not limited by space or by time. So let's go ahead and get this Reiki started. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 14:09 here Mountain Time in the United States. That means we will finish up at 14 after the hour, or 14:14. How interesting is that? 14:14, that would be 1 and 4 is 5, and 1 and 4 is 5. So that would be 5, 5. So that would be 10. So that would be a 1. So we're looking at a new beginning here, guys. Shakoya Wilkins, hello, hello. Kings and Curls, hello, hello. Hello, Willie Dogs Mama. Glad to see you all back. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Thank you to those of you who are sharing these videos as well. You guys know the drill. I try to help as many people as I possibly can by you guys sharing. I get to do that. Yay. Thank you. Hello there, Sarah. Glad to see you here, my dear. Reina Sara, welcome back. Four more minutes of Reiki left. Yeah, things seem to be working much better lately. Notifications are working. Chat on my end is working. I'm getting happy. Ms. Lady J, hello, hello. Been a while since I've seen you. How are you? La da 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 da. Oh, you're quite welcome, Rachel. I am glad that you find it helpful. Yeah, well, thank goodness we're ready for it this time. I think we may have just recovered from the last one. I'm glad to hear that you're good, Miss Lady J. I'm fantastic. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm doing readings. I'm doing Reiki. My YouTube's going viral. My client base is expanding and my life is good, good, good and getting better. More happy, more peaceful, more prosperous, yeah, more joyful all the time. Thank you so much for asking. Welcome back, Zuli. Right, Rena? It is nice when things go good. Welcome back, Pentorina. Lisa, oh, hello, hello. Happy to see you too, my dear. I've had this answer for a long time. I just don't give it every time. I'm a big believer in affirmations. We have 2 more minutes of Reiki, by the way, guys. I think the first affirmation I ever started saying seriously every morning when I brushed my teeth, looking in the mirror was, and you can imagine what it sounded like with me brushing my teeth, my life is improving in every way, every day, and that includes my living space, my vehicle, my workplace, and everything else. And at that point, I was living in a one-bedroom, well, not even a one-bedroom, I was living in a studio with a 1991 vehicle, and this was back in 2012. And I had a job where they were actually cutting back hours because the company was in a little bit of trouble. So obviously, affirmations have carried me a long way. Reiki is moving fast today. Yep, that's a good one, Rolly Dog's Mama. I still use that one too. They are magic words. I saw a post on Facebook the other day, no, this morning, said that abracadabra actually comes from a word, an Arabic word or words that means something to the effect of I create as I speak, or as I speak, I create, something like that. I thought that was cool. And that really talks about affirmations. Heather Hamilton, hello, hello, welcome. We've got 1 more minute of Reiki. It does help balance your mind. Feel it in your throat. Ooh, do you know what that means, Ms. Lady J? Oh, goody. We get to have a little Reiki lesson. I'm going to wrap up the Reiki, but I'm not opening up the floor to questions yet. So just because you guys see me blowing it out of my hands, don't start asking questions yet because we're not there. All right? All right. So, yes, Ms. Lady J, you are very close with that. Got to tell someone something. When we have energy going into the throat chakra, it's to balance our throat chakra. So this area really, where that spiritual center is, really influences and is influenced by our ability to tell what I call our truest truth. Okay. So when I say that, what that means is, most of us go around in our lives telling people what we think they can accept. We only show them the side of us that we think that they can accept of us. So we might give them partial truths because we think that's what they can digest and that's how they'll accept us because we want people to accept us. That's just the human being, the human nature. And so sometimes the truest truth is not what we're actually telling people because we know they can accept us. Sometimes the truest truth is much more raw and much more primal than that. And so when we're getting our throat chakra balanced by the Reiki, that means that one of two things is happening. Either we haven't been saying our truest truth and it's been causing detriment to us because we've basically been living a little bit of a lie to live up to other people's expectations or what they can accept from us. Or maybe we've been telling our truest truth, but we've been telling it in a way that doesn't take into consideration other people and is tactless and hurtful the way it comes out. So as that throat chakra is balanced, whichever way we've been going, that balance comes in so that we can tell our truest truth and we can tell it in a way that is not injurious as it comes out towards other people. Okay. So that's what's going on there. You may be speaking your mind a lot. And sometimes you might swing like really far and you might be very brusque the first time and then it'll balance out and it'll come back to where you're more tactful. That's what I've seen when I do work with people for that specifically with the Reiki. Whole body Reiki healing. Right, Rena? Well, you may want to ask the Reiki to come in and help you balance that out. Absolutely, you can, Pinterini. You can set a new intention each time you play it back if you want. That's cool, Ms. Lady. Then the Reiki was right in time, huh? Yeah. Well, the Reiki is going to actually align all your chakras. But what happens is if you have one that is thrown out, then the next one is going to try to compensate on either side. And so what happens is if you've got one that's knocked out of balance and it's off over here somewhere, everything else is going to kind of come back. And as these are, making their little adjustments to accommodate this one, the next one's going to adjust to accommodate these two, and it's going to go just down the line. So whenever you have Reiki, all of them are getting balanced, but there's probably going to be more focus on the one that was really knocked out of whack. You know what I mean? Hmm. Right, and that's the thing, Rena. Sometimes the first time you have a Reiki treatment that's for your throat, it's so you've been stuffing things for so long, and it's so important for it to come out that that blockage has been removed, and now it's coming out. And then as you get more balance in that area, then it doesn't come out like a freaking volcano. Then it starts coming out like, at a nice steady pace that other people can handle and that you can handle without that tension building up and making that new blockage. Right? Hello there, happily ever after. Okay, guys, let's move on. Let's do some free for all questions and cards of the day. It's time to see who's going to be first in the gate here. COD for Heather Hamilton. Heather, we're going to start with Lenormand for you. I do have one Lenormand deck. I'm still kind of learning it, so you're going to be a guinea pig. Hope you can handle it. Let's see what comes up. Heather Hamilton. Oh, baby, bye-bye. Your house card is the ring. This talks about contracts, commitments. And your cover card, ooh, is the clover. This is awesome. Heather Hamilton, you got a really nice set of cards. So when you're looking at the Lenormand cards, when you've got the clover over the ring, what this is saying is you have some kind of contract or commitment that is turning into something that is very lucky for you. So if this is a business contract or commitment, this is something that is profitable, that puts you in the right place, puts you in touch with the right people. There's something going on with that commitment that this is really working out well for you. And I feel like whatever this is, it's working out well for you overall in so many different ways. So what a great set of cards. Yay for you. So that's for Heather Hamilton. And you guys are, oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me that's right on. Let me back up to where I can see the next person. Sarah needs a COD. Okay. I don't know if I'll get to all of you guys because I just set my timer for 5 minutes and I'll just get as many of you as I can. Okay, Sarah, COD. Okay, Sarah, what you got coming up here is the shaman in reverse, honey. And this is something, when I pull a COD, guys, it will have happened within the past 24 hours or within the next 24 hours. When you've got the shaman in reverse, what's going on for Sarah here? This almost has Eight of Swords energy with it, Sarah. So when I'm looking at the shaman in reverse, it seems to me like there is something going on in your life that you have the potential to really manifest what you want, but there's some kind of something in the way that you're perceiving this that is keeping you from manifesting what you want. This would be a good thing. If you're trying to manifest something and you're finding yourself frustrated, this would be a good thing to meditate about and to try to see if you can figure out where your mental blockage is here. This would also be something that I would recommend getting a reading about, like whatever this is that you're trying to accomplish. I would get a reading and I would say, okay, what is it? Where am I holding myself back in this area, in this situation? Because I want to make sure that I can be as successful as I can with this, whether it's relationship, business, whatever. I don't know exactly what it is that you're trying to manifest, but I do know that you're getting really frustrated with it. And it looks to me like when you're looking at this situation, like you're not even understanding why it's not coming together because everything On paper, everything about it looks like this should be happening, but there's some kind of blockage in your own perspective that is keeping it from happening. So you really want to start trying to get that insight. Like I said, meditation, get a reading, something, but find that insight because you have the key to make this go from upside down to right side up. And the shaman is the master manifester when he's right side up. He's bringing in exactly what he wants. Okay, so that's for you, Miss Sarah. I hope that makes sense for you. Next, we're going to do, oh, thank you, Happily Ever After. Next up is Sequoia. It is not, well, it's magic in the definition of it involves the supernatural. There's two definitions for magic. Magic, the one definition is about creating an illusion. The other definition of magic has to do with accomplishing something through the help of the supernatural or through using the supernatural, something like that. Okay. So by the second definition of magic, yes, it's magic. We're accomplishing something through cooperation with the supernatural. Sequoia, COD. Here we have the Four of Cups showing up in reverse. Four of Cups coming up in reverse for you, Sequoia, is telling me that you are coming out of a time where you were feeling a little bit bored and a little bit like you were not receiving enough challenge. You wanted a challenge that you could wrap yourself around, kind of feel like maybe even wrap your body around, but definitely wrap your mind around as well. So I don't know if you're an athlete or if there's just something more that you felt like you could do physically. But you're coming out of that time where you felt like you didn't have enough challenge and where you were bored. You're coming into a time where things are getting interesting now, and interesting in a good way, interesting in a way that you can sink your teeth into and really discover and explore the growth. Very cool, Shakoya. I hope that makes sense for you, my dear. Those of you who actually, that was the timer, by the way, which means no more questions or cards or messages of the day. Those of you who have questions that you would like insight to, you can get a one-question reading. Those are on my website. One questions are $35. If you get a two-question, it's $50. What I do is I put down 5 cards. I look at all the details that come up on those cards. I also look at what's coming up psychically, and then I make an audio recording for you as it's all coming to me so it's nice and fresh. And then I send you the link so you can download it and listen to it at your convenience. So if you have some decisions coming up, you need some spiritual insight, those are really great if you just have like one question. Okay, so for some of you that are typing questions in here and you don't want to wait till the next time I do a Reiki video before the timer goes off, you may want to consider actually purchasing a 1 or a 2 question reading. For those of you who have more than 1 or 2 questions, what I would recommend is a live reading. And those are lots of fun because there's live interaction. So anyway, let me see what else y'all guys had to say because I can't even see the whole conversation yet. Okay, so Ms. Lady J, I know you haven't been in my room very often, so I want to point out to you how my one cards work in the free chat. It's just I do what I call a card of the day, and it is very general. I actually have an agreement with Sacred Spirit about what this card is supposed to be about. First of all, it is supposed to be about something that is very current. It will be something that happened within the past 24 hours or will happen within the next 24 hours. Okay, so that's the first stipulation on this card. The other thing that comes up is that this has to be something that Sacred Spirit would like you to be more aware of than you would be if I had not pulled that card and been able to talk about that situation with you. So I don't actually pick the topic. Now, sometimes when we have something specific in mind, Sacred Spirit will bring that topic up in the card for me to read for you, but I don't actually point that. I leave that up to Sacred Spirit. I like to give Sacred Spirit the chance to talk to us about what Sacred Spirit wants to talk to us about. It's a good time for us to just kind of listen. We don't always listen, so this is a good opportunity for us to hear him or her or it or whatever you want to call Sacred Spirit, whatever pronoun you want to give the entity that is greater than us. All right, so we've got that clarified. What are you woeing, Pentarina? You're quite welcome, Zuli. Thank you so much. Oh, you wanted a stone reading, didn't you? Happily ever after. We call those messages of the day in this room, in this chat room. But I would have known exactly what you were meaning if I had not run out of time. Yeah, Heather, you did have an awesome, awesome reading. Oh, congratulations on your new job, Rachel. Marham, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you in the room, if you're even still here. You're quite welcome, Kings and Curls. Which cards are you asking about, Pintarina? Which ones do you want to know what they're called? Glad that was right on for you, Heather. Yep, thank you. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. I do appreciate it. Those of you who have shared this video because you found it helpful, thank you, thank you, thank you. The more people I can help, the happier I am. So thank you very much. That ended up being true, Kinks and Curls. I'm sorry. But thank you for the verification. Yeah, you got the frustration card, didn't you, Sarah? Oh, the magician and the shaman in reverse. Gotcha. Sarah, the easiest meditation that I know to try is just focus on your breathing. You don't have to change your breathing. Just try to sit still somewhere and just pay attention to your breathing, because as you do, the other thoughts will kind of float away because you're just focusing. Breathing in, breathing out. What does it sound like? What does it feel like? And after a while, that'll just become regular. And then what happens is some of the thoughts that come in from spirit will start to be able to come in because you will have quieted your mind to the point that you're just focused on the one thing. And so that sort of relaxes the brain so it can open up to spirit instead of to consciousness. I like to do something like that whenever I'm meditating. There's a lot of different ways that people meditate. You have to really find something that works for you, but that's one that works for me. Cards of the day are called COD in this room. Yes, ma'am. Pentarina, I can understand why you are confused, especially if this is the first time in the room, because every day I do Reiki, and then I offer to either answer questions or do cards of the day, or messages of the day, which is where I read stones instead of cards for people. So a lot of people benefit from the Reiki. A lot of people are here because they really want questions answered, or they want to see what comes up as their card of the day or message of the day. And so whenever I keep the Reiki and the cards or messages or questions all separate. So Reiki's in the first part of the video. Then after that, we go into the stuff that is more individualized with the messages. So what happens is everybody that's been coming to my videos kind of knows that I get really pissy if people ask for cards or messages or for me to answer a question before the Reiki's done. You want to see me go kind of irate? That's a good way to do it. So everybody waits until I'm done with the Reiki, and then I say, okay, now we're opening the doors for this. Then everybody's on it because it becomes like a race, because I'm only setting my timer for 5 minutes, and I'll spend 5 minutes on cards or questions or rocks, messages. And then after that, it's just over for the day. So it does become like a race, especially if there's a lot of people in the room. So that's why you saw that happening. It's kind of like fish at a pond. When you feed the fish at a pond, they all come to the top all at the same time trying to get the food. You know, and a message, like if somebody asks a question and I answer a question, that's like me giving somebody $35, because that's a $35 service to get a question answered by me. So that's why that's going on. Zuli, I live not far outside of Denver, between Denver and the foothills. Are you close by? You're quite welcome, Heather Hamilton, if you're still in the room. Every time I scroll, I go way too far. You're quite welcome, Rachel. Thank you, Willie Dog's mama. You too. Cool. Thank you, Miss Lady J. Blessings, Zuli. Peace out, honey. You're quite welcome, Heather. The ones I pulled for Heather, okay, so Pinturini. These are the Lenormand. The name of the deck is actually the Gilded Lenormand, and Lenormand is L-E, capital N as in Nancy, O-R-M, I think A-N-D, and as in Nancy, D as in dog. And these cards are different from the tarot in that, first of all, they have different depictions. There's also only 48 of these cards, or 46 of these cards, actually, I think. Not sure, 40-something of these cards. And you never can read just one card at a time. Where the tarot, you read one card and it tells you a lot. The Lenormand, what you're reading is you're reading the relationship between the two cards. And when you find the relationship between the two cards, there's your message. So you read them a little bit differently, but they are for divining. They are for fortune telling. And you can get more than, I mean, this is just one version of the Lenormand. This one I happen to like. I think the artwork is beautiful. This is the only Lenormand deck that I have. I like the Lenormand deck because it can be very specific. So where the tarot can be pretty wide open in general, if I want to go more specific, say I'm in a private reading and something comes up and I want to clarify it, I can usually put down 3 cards in the Lenormand and I can say something like, oh, this has to do with a lady who feels protective of you, who you are in some kind of contract or commitment with. Or this has to do with work, and it has to do with a power change at work. You know, I mean, these can get very specific. So I use these really more for clarification than anything else, but that's what they are. Peace out, Rena Sada. Have a great day, honey. Thank you, Sarah. You have a great day, sweetie. Which ring are you talking about, Zuli, if you're even still in the room? That's right. If you guys want to know I'm live, you have to subscribe and then you have to hit the little bell too for notifications. I like to help people. This is my thing. So I'm glad that you guys are feeling like you're being helped. Thank you for saying that. Oh, you'll travel to Colorado. I also do long distance. I do long distance Reiki and my readings are long distance, Zuli. So if you would, if you like my style and you like my accuracy for you on some of the readings and stuff and the predictions, or if you like the Reiki, either way, we can do that without you having to come visit. We can do that while you're in Texas. I have a client that's in Texas right now, and I really honestly have clients all over the world. So I got the spelling right, Rena. Thank you. Oh, okay. Because I have see, I have a lot of rings. And I love them all. I have one more that needs to be fixed, another pinky ring that needs to be fixed, and then I can wear it. I've had a lot of people tell me that they haven't got notifications too, but people are starting to say that they're getting notifications more consistently now too, Willie Dog's Mama. So that's going to be a YouTube thing. The one that I've got my face resting on right now. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys not only spending your time with me, that's a big thing. I do take that as an honor. Even if that is all you do, I take that as an honor. Thank you so much. Those of you who, on top of that, are giving thumbs ups and who are sharing these videos, thank you, thank you. I do try to help as many people as I possibly can in these videos, and it is because of you guys doing those things that gets me out in front of more people. So thank you for that. And those of you who have scheduled and will be scheduling readings and Reiki sessions, I appreciate that as well. It is because of all of your support that I'm able to do what I love to do for a living. So, I just appreciate you guys so much. Everybody have a fantastic, wonderful, thrilling, and peaceful and joyful weekend. And I'll see you guys on the next videos. Peace out.